evidential material in terms of how misadministered the past elections were, for an example. Be it from the transportation of your ballot boxes, ballot papers, and everything else, those things kept on coming up. But largely, I think people decided to ignore things such as that. But there have been ongoing sort of anomalies. For instance, in South Africa, this thing doesn't make sense. A party that cannot attract 5,000 people to a rally, that party is number 2 in the governance structure of South Africa. It's impossible. MCing, for an example, you would have what's this party, the Patriotic Alliance. It's impossible that people plus MCing would vote to Patriotic Alliance. The other parties were a good party. It also had votes. MCing, I mean, Ubano was a good party. MCing, out of all places. Right? Now, and you can clearly see that those were acts of manipulation in terms of votes that had to be allocated to other parties other than MK. The fact of the matter is that we became a threat to everybody. And therefore people had to scamper around to do all these sorts of things. Now, the difficulty, of course, with talking about a legal case is the mere fact that it is a legal case. We'll present our matters in court, and we're quite confident that we will certainly break through in all the identified sort of anomalies in the election. So I think that was the one part of it. I'm not sure whether I understood, for an example, the question from the lady here in front about people that could be implicated. In the work that we've done, in the analysis that we've done, for an example, with regards to the IEC matter, we had to look into the overall system, for an example. The system that the IEC is using, we have to go into it and analyze it. And maybe all other broader sort of systemic issues as well. So, and I don't remember a case where any other political party is implicated and or a particular individual from a political party who now happens to be part of MK. So so unless I misunderstood you really, but I have not picked up anything of that sort. So I would advise, ladies and gentlemen, that perhaps, given the complexities and difficulties when it comes to legal matters, for an example, that we respect that particular process. And so it goes. Now the last question about when and how. When and how. By the way, I will answer also your question. When and how will we take over? We also would prefer not to talk about that. Whom are we talking to? We'll also prefer not to talk about that. It's better for you, Mr. Gov, to see that and witness that as and when it unfolds. Largely not because we don't want to talk about things of this nature, but we must also respect processes, confidential processes, processes that were not at liberty to even declare to our own selves and so on, things that we would also be engaged with and in towards a particular sort of points of resilience. So I would counsel to them say, let's leave it at that. Shouldn't get much into that. There was a point about, I think your earlier question when I commented was, would we see a circulation or rotation at some point of activities such as this. It's possible, let me put it that way. You know, we don't have a firm sort of, you know, policy position that says we shall always have it here, which, you know, circulation is quite possible. In the same way that the manifesto launch, for instance, we had it in Gauteng. So we will continue to assess our material circumstance from time to time as an organization and decide, of course, in terms of how we hold the certain activities and why we hold those particular activities. So I think we're good for now. You are invited on the 15th. Yeah, thank you. Yeah.